Now I'm the villain in your history. I was too young and blind to see. I should have known the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me.
That is Leslie Odom Jr. as Aaron Burr in the Broadway phenomenon Hamilton, a show created by his co-star Lin-Manuel Miranda. It feels appropriate on this milestone 4th of July weekend to sit down with one of the stars of the revolutionary musical that brings the Founding Fathers to life as they wrap their way through the birth of America. Odom thrilled fans last year by returning to the role of Burr on Broadway, nearly a decade after he left the original cast. Now he's bringing that explosive performance to London, making his West End debut on Friday night in that iconic show that won 11 Tony Awards, including Odom's for Best Actor in a Musical. Leslie and I got together for a Sunday sit-down a few months back during his return to Broadway.
No one really knows how the game is played, the art of the trade, how the sausage gets made.
You still get a little feeling when you see this sign 10 years later?
Yes, I do.
Leslie Odom Jr. is back as Burr.
No one else was in the room where it happened, where it happened, where it happened.
10 years later at Hamilton, and here you are again. What is it like to be back on this stage playing Aaron Burr?
It's tremendous. I'm having a wonderful little odyssey up here with this new cast of people revisiting this material at this time in my life. I'm having a great time. I'm celebrating this show now most nights with 1,400 people that love this thing as much as I do, if not more. That wasn't the experience the first time around, right? You know, there was a tension, a good tension. And that was what it was in that season, and what it is in this season is this, you know, this celebratory party, this healing cherry on a delicious cake that I've been eating little bites of for the last 10 years.
How are they different as you see it?
Lynn kind of said it after the Tonys. The only thing that's left is love. The pressure is washed away. Are they gonna like me in it? Are we gonna be around? Are we gonna have careers after? Are we gonna stay in touch? Are we gonna be friends? Are we gonna lose touch with, you know? So all of those questions now 10 years later have been answered, and they've been answered affirmatively.
When you walked out on your first night back, the ovation was so loud, you kind of had to pause a little bit. What did that feel like in that moment?
And I was just thinking about that 17-year-old kid that came to New York City. I got invited to join a Broadway show that meant so much to me. This was the center of the universe for him. You know, Broadway was not a means to an end for him. This was the end all be all for that guy, for that kid. And he had a pure heart. He made a way for me to do this. He studied, he prepared, he loved this thing. You know, he had a persistence and a diligence that has made a way for me. And so I'm very thankful to him. I was just really thinking about him.
That 17-year-old who grew up singing in a Philadelphia church landed his first Broadway role in another iconic show, Rent. After his run, Odom went to college at Carnegie Mellon University, later returning to New York as a struggling actor.
I've gotten my Broadway flop. We did a show called Leap of Faith, which ran for 2.5 weeks. Shortly before Hamilton, when I was going to quit the business, I was thinking, you know, what do my skills, what might I apply that to? And I went to hotels. I was applying to work in the hospitality industry. I thought I would start at the front desk, and then in a few years, I'd be running this hotel, because I care about the guest experience. When I think of that, and I thought about my responsibility in this show, about Burr's responsibility in this show, that really, I host this evening. It's my responsibility to introduce you to my friend, Alexander Hamilton, played by my friend, my brilliant friend, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
With 10 years of perspective on that phenomenon, you look back on it, how do you explain the way it exploded?
I don't try to explain it. I just say thank you. It's divine. It was inspired. We've been blessed for 10 years, and it's still going.
Since that first run of Hamilton, Odom has been going nonstop. The 44-year-old married father of 2 has released 4 albums. He's written a best-selling book, and he was nominated for an Academy Award for his role in the 2020 film One Night in Miami. Now, a decade older and wiser, Odom is back center stage in the role that changed his life.
This show's about all of us, you know, and it's about the idea of America. There's no one that isn't welcome. We ponder it together, we turn it over and we look at it, and we look at the things we've done right, the things we can do better. That was what I didn't have 10 years ago. I didn't have any perspective of it.
Right.
None.
How does a bastard orphan?
What does your routine look like these days? Because I know back in the day, you'd kind of roll in real hot right before the show.
Can you imagine?
What the hell? Can we go to work?
That's Lynn. He's fully dressed. I'm not, but I will be.
Yeah, I just didn't want to sit in it too long. Like, I wanted to, like,
Yeah.
get dressed, go. Like, let's hit it.
I get that.
I get here like an hour before, 45 minutes before. I'm warming it up. I'm massaging the knees. Yeah, no, it's, you know the hypervolt?
Yes.
Bro.
Yes.
The hypervolt is the MVP. That is like me and the hypervolt are doing this run together.
This is not the conversation we had 10 years ago. A couple of old guys comparing notes on the hypervolt.
It's true. I'm not just running in and running out. I want to stay a while.
Live in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Feel it.
How does a bastard orphan?
Well, it's so fun to see you back out here. It's so fun to watch you thrive over these last 10 years. And so good to see you again. Almost
You
10
too,
years
man.
later.
You too, man. Congratulations. 10 years that's no small thing. Congratulations to you.
See you in
Let's go.
10 years. Talk about the hypervolt.
Oh, yeah. How does a bastard orphan?
As long as we're talking history, Leslie was the first ever guest on this program back in April of 2016. He's one of our founding fathers. If you're in London, you can see Leslie in Hamilton during his limited run at the Victoria Palace Theatre now through September 5th. And of course, the original production of Hamilton marches on in New York at the Richard Rodgers Theatre. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sit Down podcast to hear the full extended interview with Leslie Odom Jr. You can find our conversation wherever you get your podcasts. And now you can watch that extended interview and our library of many, many others by subscribing to NBC News. Just scan the QR code to check it out on the app or online.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.